Deadly E. coli.
News 15 is
Forms, but
impaired. Closed captioning is brought to you in part by your local Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Shelters around Arizona are doing their part to find room for unwanted pets.
But some pet owners admit they have helped create a major problem by just assuming that someone will adopt the dog they no longer want. Tonight's Focus 15, Jennifer Ryan reports the truth is there's always more dogs than space.
This is a code 22 injured dog.
come here, buddy. Come on.
10-4, 10-44.
Come here, Bruce. Come here. I have a question. What's going to happen with the dog? Will he get fixed and be adopted, or?
They started calling him Bruce when he showed up in this Phoenix neighborhood last week.
Okay, there you go.
In a matter of days, this stray managed to adopt a family
He doesn't bite.
and get hit by a car.
We're gonna let the doctor see him. The doctor, we have doctors.
Now Bruce and the other stray cats and dogs will be taken to the Humane Society,
I'm checking his teeth to check his age.
where volunteer vets will try to save them.
Come on, buddy.
While rescue is a large part of the Humane Society's work,
How many you got? Three. Male? Three male.
many more dogs, like this litter of pups, are turned in by owners who admit they just made a mistake. That's how Ford, Chevy, and Buddy ended up here.
They're Springer Spaniel and Black Lab, and the Black Lab just, we couldn't keep them apart.
The manager didn't want any dogs in the apartment, and so we had to get rid of them.
We hear everything from we can't afford it to we have a new baby in the house.
Last year, the Humane Society took in nearly 17,000 dogs because owners didn't have time, couldn't afford the pet, or couldn't deal with a behavior problem. That's the reason given by the owner of this affectionate purebred.
I would say the number one reason is behavior, which is also the most frustrating reason because so many of the behavior problems can be fixed.
Kim Hicks also is frustrated by the number of animals that are abandoned on the street.
A car come up in front of the trailer park I live in, and they kicked him out.
Dogs like Hercules must pass a physical to be eligible for adoption. The 6-year-old Great Dane failed because of chronic ear problems.
You're a good boy.
The healthy dogs get free shots. And now this puppy trio is ready for a flea bath.
They're cute. I want one. I want all of them.
Minutes after the trio is put in the kennel,
This one?
a young couple decides to adopt Buddy.
You're so cute.
Yeah.
Buddy is lucky. As shelters reach capacity, his friends may have less than a week to find a new home.
There comes a time when we simply run out of space. We can't take any more dogs, and we do have to pull healthy dogs out of the kennels for euthanasia.
But that's part of the process that's tough to think about.
It's too good of a dog to put to sleep.
I don't think it will happen. I hope it won't happen.
I hate to get rid of them, but, you know, life is life, right?
Last year, the Arizona Humane Society was able to find homes for more than 14,600 dogs. And about that Great Dane that we told you about, the one that didn't pass its physical because of the ear problems, well, the Humane Society found a farm that takes in Great Danes and agrees to give them treatment for their entire lives. So that dog also found a brand new home tonight.
Okay, Jennifer, that's some good news. Thanks. Well, the Humane Society always says the best thing you can do for your pet is to have it spayed or neutered. If you'd like to adopt a pet, call the Humane Society at 997-7585. That's 997-7585, and we'll show you that number again right after weather, and you can see they've got a lot of very sweet animals.
Well, you know, so many people, they want a puppy, but adult animals make great pets, and the Humane Society is a great spot to go look for them.
That's right. You hear that, Max? You are a great pet.
You talking to your dog at home?
Yes, I am.
Okay. What's the weather looking like?
Well, I'll tell you, we wanted to show you these pictures of this tornado down in the Miami area because they're just so incredible. This is a tornado that became a waterspout as soon as it moved over the Biscayne Bay. And as you can see, it looks awful there. There was damage. There were some power lines that were knocked out. There was a lot of damage because of hail, and there were some heavy rains associated with this thunderstorm that spawned the waterspout. As you can see, some railroad crossings were damaged. Look at this picture. It looks like something out of a Spielberg picture. Those are real pictures in real time from a tower camera from one of the local Miami television stations, and I don't know about you, but I could just sit and watch that. It's just awesome. It's the only way to describe it. 76 was our low this morning. Nobody, by the way, was injured. It's the good news, too. 76 our low this morning, 99 the high this afternoon. Normally for today, 63 and 92. We did drop as low as 48. That was back in 1905. and just last year, 109 degrees. Now we'll take a look at our current reading at Sky Harbor after we check our evaporative cooler forecast. In the morning, yours should be putting out 60-degree air. The reason for that, the air has dried out a little bit, and even when it's close to 100 tomorrow afternoon, your evap should kick out 72-degree air. Right now, it is 91. Humidity is 17%. Dew point is down to 40. After having been as high as 48. And what's happening is this disturbance. You can see the area of clouds and thunderstorms to the south and east of us. Well, it's going to be replaced by a big ridge of high pressure. And as that moves in, that's going to set the stage for lots of sunshine and some very warm temperatures. As you can still see, a few thunderstorms fired up mainly down to the southeast of us. We will have some clearing skies. And as you can see also on radar, virtually all of the rain is gone. This little area of thunderstorms, though, causing a few lightning strikes down over Sonora. But the lightning in the last half hour has finally ended. It looks as if it'll be a situation of seeing a few more thunderstorms develop mainly in the east and southeast tomorrow. Current temperatures look like this right now around our state, and the highs all the way up to 109 in Lake Havasu today. Around the country, there's what's left of those thunderstorms that caused the water spout that we showed you in Miami and another burst of very heavy thunderstorms over in the Carolinas. Right now, here are temperatures around the country. Our forecast for the rest of tonight, mostly clear with a low temperature down to 73, and then sunshine 99 or 100 tomorrow. Then we'll get back into that mode again, about 100 or so for the next few days and probably into the weekend. Maybe some clouds coming our way over the weekend, and those morning lows will be nice and mild too. So every day gets a little closer to the swimming weather if you haven't gotten your pool yet.
Summer is just around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, Ed. It's something you may take for granted, but how safe is the food you're eating? We'll tell you about a new plan to protect you from potentially deadly food poisoning.
But first, here's that number we showed you earlier for pet adoption. Take a good look, and we'll be right back. Some of your neighborhood grocery stores have a new owner tonight.
Fred Meyer Incorporated is making a $720 million offer to buy Smith's Food and Drug Centers. If shareholders and regulators approve the merger, it'll create one of the largest regional supermarket chains with 265 major stores in 11 states. The new owners say you won't notice any big changes. They plan to keep the Smith's and Smitty names and all of these stores open. Meanwhile, consumer groups and the food industry are hailing a new plan to make your food safer. More than 9,000 Americans die every year from food poisoning. 3-year-old Haley Bernstein almost died from eating lettuce contaminated with a rare but dangerous form of E. coli bacteria. She now has diabetes and has lost some of her sight.
You can be totally conscientious, which I am. I'm extremely careful. And look, it happened to our child from lettuce that I brought in.
The White House is proposing a new $43 million plan to deal with new food threats. It includes a public education campaign on how to handle food properly, improved food inspections, and more money for research to detect potential contaminants.
If you wear Ciba Vision Contact lenses, you've got some money coming. The company has announced a nationwide settlement involving a class action lawsuit by 26 different states. The agreement settles complaints that Ciba Vision drove up the price of its contact lenses by limiting its sales through discount outlets. If a federal judge approves the settlement, consumers will be eligible for a $35 rebate and up to $8 worth of coupons in Ciba Vision products. Key West, Florida, Kokomo, Indiana, and Menlo Park, California. The 3 stops tonight in our Picks to Click.
These are the stories with the best pictures into our satellite center.
He come walking out. We couldn't believe it. It was like a miracle. God saved his life, I think.
That woman witnessed an Indiana gas explosion where the survivors managed to run out of the burning building. The blast leveled a propane company, leaving just one person seriously hurt. No word yet on what sparked that accident.
Take a look here at 22-year-old Australian Susie Moroney. Today, she became the first person to swim the 120 miles between Cuba and Florida. She did it in 24 hours, 30 minutes. But after just a few interviews, she ended up collapsing and was hospitalized for exhaustion. Understandable, I'd say. Doctors say she'll be okay after some rest. Now, on to California.
I think it's fine. I guess it's cheaper than mowing it.
And the city of Menlo Park agrees they've saved some $5,000 hiring these goats to chomp down on 5 acres of overgrown grass. The herd of 401 will be there for about a week before moving on to their next assignment. Hey, it does meet.
They used to do that in my
mowing
community of
lawn.
Alpine, California, just outside of San Diego. It works. Coming up next in sports, the NBA playoffs move on.
Brad Steinke will have highlights as the Jazz go for the knockout punch against Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers. Sports back in just a bit.